And we're back. So oddly enough, it is now October 22nd, 2023, which means that we are, I don't remember, can I see the year? Oh, there it is, 1543. So we are about 500 years, so 480 years to the day of what is going on or happening now, which is not coincidence. Second of all, the audio might be a little weird because I had to do a lot of adjusting. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Boring technical stuff. And then finally, actually not finally, we're playing as her, who we gave the book to, I think. And I don't remember her name, but I'm sure we're gonna hear it at some point. Maybe the book wasn't the best thing to give her from this perspective. It felt really good to give something practical, but then again, I don't know. It's like, it feels like when she's looking at it, it's another book on the shelf, and then it says the same things as her daddy does. But who knows? Then finally, I think I might have sorted everything. Well, not everything out. I need details, but I think I might have sorted things out. So before I move anywhere, there is a girl or a lady in town, and she is living in that hole of hers next to the, I think the church or chapel or whatever you call it. She has a hole in her hole. It sounds a little weird. I saw some texts before. Whoops. And there are a few things I don't say out loud because, thinking is quite a lot faster than speaking. But I noticed some things, even though I don't speak Latin or anything, but I noticed a few things about the lady in the hole, whose name I surprisingly don't remember. And I think she, not to, I'd like to explain it in a way that would give a nice expose of it, like a storytelling way, but I'll just be blunt. She goes into her hole, and she's the one jumping around, using the old tunnels and everything, dropping those notes, but someone has to control her. So, or not control her, someone needs to tell her things, or she needs to tell someone things. She needs someone to help her. That's what I'm trying to say. Or the other way around. She is the one who's helping someone else. And she does that. She escapes her hole, and she has these visions that are surprisingly, correct. And I started getting suspicious of them the last time. It's like, again, she's getting visions about things that are going to happen. And like I said, I stay logical, so that sort of caught my attention a little bit. And so let's just imagine that because she hears what people are talking about around town as well, I would imagine. People can go and talk to her, or somebody can go and talk to her in her little hole. She can leave the hole and, eavesdrop on everybody. So she sort of has the gossip of the town without actually having the book of the gossip in town. Or, because I sort of, it's annoying because I really would have wanted to see the book that the Baron had with all the gossip, but it might, because I don't remember who wrote it, where it came from, but it might actually be her writing it. Because I feel like when we're going to see the book, we're going to see the script of all the notes of the string puller or whatever, and then we're going to put one and one together. We're going to get evidence, but then she's going to get maybe expose, or she's going to get the sort of idea about it. Though I don't know how much she knows about the notes and everything, so this is a sort of a strange perspective in a sense. But I think there was more, but without further ado, I've been talking for a while now. We should start going. And I wonder if she says different things about these things if her perspective is different than just a general one. So, Sensatious Shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings for her. I don't remember if Andreas said that. And also, we're speaking in the printing terms. I was wondering why the letters don't appear, but she is the printer's daughter, so we're going to get instant dialogue now. Agnes gathers chamomile here every year to prepare her cures for the coming year. Agnes, it's been a break. I had a break, so I don't remember all these names, but I feel like we're gonna. Oh, actually, I can click on the name just to. All right, and Agnes was probably maybe 10 years ago that everything happened, because I don't remember exactly the date that things happened before. And I don't actually, let me look at my journal, because it might be brand new now. Yeah, so that's said, Dad was looking for me. I need to grab the mural plans from the workshop at the house and then head to the Rut House. They should be sitting on his workbench near the printing press. Alright. So we are going to try to remember where the workshop for the printer is. I don't remember their surname, but I sort of remember where it is. And we'll see. It's weird I can take the basket. It's weird that... oh no, we're going to see how things are going to play out, how everybody is. Because this is where things sort of suck because I don't remember that much. It would be nice to... or I don't remember people. So it would be nice to be able to sort of tie things together in that sense, remember who they are, because people have changed for sure. Like, some have died and some have gotten old. Washlov, Smoky. So they have nothing to say right now. It's nice to see some green this time of year. Whorehound is one of the few plants that grows year-round here. So I guess I should just keep going. Not stop too much. Where are these? Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I'm not sure if I was paying attention to these animations in the back or rear before. This is what interests me, because you can talk to her. She'll definitely hear what's going on around here. And the Lady of the Labyrinth is also a sort of... she is the Lady of the Labyrinth right now. So maybe it's like a tradition around here to have... I'm going to take a little detour. To sort of have their own Lady of the Labyrinth. So maybe it wasn't really a cult that I was thinking about. It's sort of a cult in a sense, but it's not in the sense that I was thinking about with lots of people and stuff. It's rather like a tradition thing. So this is the three wise men. This one is interesting because they're sort of being lured into the gates of hell, but this looks familiar. And I think I might have mentioned it before, but it looks familiar to the door over at the aqueduct. And this looks like the place in the dreams. I think we already used this. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. So it is Virgin Mary. I had to talk about that. A brief interaction with that. I wasn't sure if it was her, but someone else thought it was, and they were right. So that looks like a printing press to me. Workshop on the table. Do I remember right? There it is. The Rot House mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all of the plans. What is this part of the plans? There we go. Stop. This isn't Dad's handwriting. I can actually kind of read this. Oh, yeah, her dad has neglected his handwriting because he can just print everything. What an odd color. We don't have an ink like this here. That's one thing. Is for me in my head, because this is a game, I was thinking maybe the color isn't something I should focus on. I've never actually thought about the color. Of course, I've noticed that it's purple, but I've never sort of. I thought it was maybe just like subconsciously thought maybe it was just like outlining of the note or giving it the sort of notion that it is special and different. So we're gonna figure out where the color comes from. The color purple. I'm not sure how it was in the medieval ages. I'm pretty sure that they found out or figured out how to make purple at some point, and especially like because this is technically the Renaissance era now. So they well, I mean, I don't think it's possible that they never figured out how to make purple from other sources than they did in the classical era. I'll check the color, because maybe she'll give us something. At least I don't think we do. Oh, whatever. I'll bring it just in case. So they're still sort of... Alright, I'd better get these over to the rot house. So they're still sort of trying to control everything, and they're trying to stop the rot house from being built. They're trying to stop people from sort of... Or they're trying to stop the sort of... the evolution of this town into a certain direction. Like building it up and everything. And I think previously I was thinking that it is because they sort of want to keep their traditions alive. And that's where I thought there was like a large cult or something. So this is going to be where I'm probably going to go to sleep as well. So maybe this is going to go on for a while. So there's no sudden expose of everything, perhaps. And I like it. Alright, so the rut house is up here. Hey again, Mags. No, she doesn't like Mags. Are you serious? I just told you not to call me that. And what are you all doing out here? Don't you have better things to do? What business is that of yours? Not me. All my work's done, Mags. What do you care? It's not like you've got important work to do. So I think I'll stick to the part where I sort of pick things that suit me better, because otherwise, I don't know, another sort of logical trail to follow it might just create a weird character that sort of knows strange things, and then I don't know anything about them, and then it just makes it sort of detached. So Magdalene maintains and tinkers with the press and type, and sometimes work with Baltus. So it's like a tinker. Magdalene can handle anything connected with household or animal work. It would be nice to sort of make her into not like a generic medieval woman, but then again, it sort of makes sense that she would know domestic things. Magdalene is proficient with balancing numbers and general accounting of data and information. I think this one sort of makes most sense in a way, and this one, but I'll pick this one because it sort of fits me maybe best, and then this one would, but then I gave the book of the mechanical press and everything, so I'll just pick this because I'll trust that she at least has glanced through it sometimes. So I keep the press running for my dad and work with Baltus on his inventions. So I know a few things. That seems a little more important than standing around the commons in the middle of the day. Balta's inventions are stupid. Doesn't seem like something a girl should be involved with, if you ask me. Yeah, exactly. No one did. Calm down, Mags. You're going to get a reputation for being hysterical, I think. Too late to worry about that. She already has a reputation. So, Magdalene is skilled at stinging, countering, and otherwise deflating people in conversation. This would be a really good skill, actually. Playfully tease and flirt with people. Haggle, strong negotiator, and snoop. Magdalene has a penchant for sneaking around. I think if people are treating her like this, she would have this skill, and I think this might be at least the funniest. This might give us a lot of information. Practically might be good. She can go sneaking around and stuff. Flirting is like, you get information that way too, but it's usually involves all kinds of stuff that might ruin other opportunities to get information. So I'll just take Barb's so that she can sort of verbally defend herself. Maybe, I don't know. Because this one is sort of, this one might be more useful, but it is a sort of, it has negative connotations to it in a sense. This one's actually, I don't know. Because this one would be fun, because it is always fun to deflate people who are douchey. But this one might give us sort of openings into knowing more, which I haven't really done that well before. I'll take this one because I just feel strongly about sort of, because I feel like this could even earn some respect in some sense. It might give some kind of dialogue options that might, in a more honest way, get more information. At least I have a reputation. If you died today, your epitaphs would read, 3 shithead who spent every morning harassing girls in the commons. Or even that. Assuming you got a grave, that is. Whoops. Yeah, well, whatever. More likely they toss your worthless bodies in a compost heap and hope for a better return. Yeah, this is what I didn't think about, which is like the main thing that results from deflating people is that they don't like you. But we'll see. Because, you know, sometimes it can help with defending other people as well. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, we got a layoff. Did you get those things your dad wanted? Yes, that's why I was on my way to the rot house. Hopefully I can drop these off and start my reading for the day. Reading what book is so important that you need to get back to it? Magdalene can't speak any foreign languages other than Italian, but she can read a little of almost all of them. This seems like really like a very sort of suitable thing for me, but as well as feels like it would be useful to know a lot about everything so that there's nothing completely hidden in a way. Magdalene is familiar with the most popular common books of the day, assorted trivia, almanacs, common knowledge, and scatological stories. Oh, that's cool. Poop stories. This one seems pretty good as well. Even better, possibly than this one. Reformation. Magdalene has read a wide range of contemporary books on the Reformation and Counter-Reformation. This is sort of, I can't see its direct use in a sense unless she has to get into some kind of a, like if she has to make peace between debaters that were argumenters, what? People who are in an argument on different sides, and she can sort of ease things down. This one seems really useful because it sort of gives a wider range of knowledge of just the surroundings, which you can always build upon more easily. This one might be a little bit niche. But I'll take this one just because it sort of suits me better. I think this one would be a lot better, but I'll pick this one. Don Florizel de Nick. What? Don what? Florizel, like a flower. It's a knightly romance written in Castilian. Such a beautiful language. Who speaks that? People from Castile, pretty much. I never heard of it. Right. Sounds made up. I think you read all kinds of old books. We'll read. Well, I think it's worth preserving any of the manuscripts we come across. That I can agree with. It's a shame what happened to the library at Curacao. We lost centuries in one night. If we can keep some of the past alive, we should. Definitely. I think it's weird. But yeah, like the past is right there to read, to see that you won't do the same stuff again, but then people always do, regardless of even like an education background. I think it might be because they can't really correlate their own mistakes to some past mistake. And also, like, I think there's a modern trend of judging others a lot, like pointing a finger and then you don't really think about yourself or have to think about yourself. So then you can say that you're, at least I'm not like them, and then you're pretty much like them, but in a modern way, like a modern version of them. Strange humanity. Sounds like a lot of work. Right. No thanks. Ha ha. Wait, aren't you supposed to be at the rat house too? You're on the council. Sure, but it's pointless without your dad's plans. Let's go. Fine. Excuse me. So I don't understand how we're still arguing about this. These murals should depict the truth, what we know is the truth. I don't think it's so simple, Klaus. One angle I have to also, because he is very suspect. He could be just a pawn in the game of the Lady of the Labyrinth. But I should sort of see whose motives and actions align with wanting, maybe not destruction of this whole place, but at least the limiting of sort of outside influence and things like that. So I don't think it's so simple. Are you afraid of angering our Lord, Father Thomas? I think Father Thomas means that the truth is not so easily agreed upon. I don't know, I'm tired of arguing. I just want it to look nice and show what happened. So they're probably debating on painting a fresco of some sort of the events of the battle and the fire. And I think he's lost an eye. And I don't remember everyone who died there. We'll see. Magdalene, thank you for bringing these. Maybe illustrations will succeed where talking has failed. Definitely, especially I need to see things usually, or most of the time, so that I can actually comprehend them. I'm done arguing with them. I'll see you at home for supper. It's all right, Magdalene. We don't need to see the drawings. It's not that we don't understand what he's trying to do. I didn't realize we had upset him so much. It sounds like things got worse after I left. Well, we've been arguing about this for almost 2 hours. For all the good it did us, he hasn't budged. What's the point of talking if you can't make any progress? Magdalene, could you speak to your father? Help him see things from our point of view. Yeah, because I don't know exactly what they're arguing about. So in the end, I ran to get the plans that you don't want to see, and now you want me to do something else for you. Yeah, Father Thomas, I don't even know what you're arguing about. What is your point of view? Or what is your point of view? Klaus has strong, very strong opinions on how the history of Tassing or Kershaw Abbey should be portrayed. And those portrayals may upset some of our neighbors. Isn't the real concern that it's going to upset the Lord? I'm assuming he speaks of the Lord Almighty. No, he's probably talking about the Lord of the region, maybe? I don't know. Isn't everyone really worried about him coming here someday and seeing the revolt memorialized on the wall? You keep saying that we all disagree with him. I don't think I do, not entirely. Yeah, it's one of those things where I personally, I think with the past, it's sometimes best left, buried. Like old people should basically die with any hatred that has existed before, their kids and especially like grandkids were even born, because there's no other way of moving along. The difference is if let's say a volcano erupts every 100 years, there's no need to suppress that. It's actually beneficial to maybe demonstrate that in murals. But it works the same way with like peoples and nations and things, where if you know the Vikings are coming every summer, then you sort of should probably depict them on the walls. And it's not, and if it angers someone, it's like, well, maybe it shouldn't happen, So in that sense, I think it's always difficult in a sense. I think an intelligent artist always finds a way, because the biggest thing that was lost in the whole thing was probably the library. So it should depict it, but then it also should depict it in a way where when you look at the painting, if you know, and if you don't know, you don't know, and then you keep the knowledge of how to look at the painting alive until you can actually just write it down and have everybody know it, if that makes any sense. I think that's like maybe the best way of doing a mural like that. So you sort of centerpiece maybe not the actual events, but you put them in there in some sort of figurative or analogous way. I think that might be a way to do it most intelligently. But let's see what Jorg thinks, just because it's always good to hear what other people think. I know I'm not the smartest man in this room, but I know what happened to my own dad. I know what he did. It doesn't feel right to ignore what happened to him and what happened to Otto. Yeah, I agree with him, because like, even if he wouldn't it means something to him, so it definitely should be here. Even if it doesn't mean anything to anyone else, it should be here because he is a part of the town. But look, you all knew my dad. I never had the chance. I don't want to make the people in this town angry. I don't want to make our Lord angry. None of us do, but maybe there's a way to tell the story in a way that's true without upsetting anyone. That's what I said. So it's all very complicated, you see, Magdalene. Try to get him to consider a portrayal of our history that's a little less inflammatory. I agree. Everything that everybody wants should be in the painting. And I think everything. However, then it should also be in a way that displays intellect rather than anger or anything else, and beauty. and skill. I think that's probably the best way to articulate that. My father was deeply affected by the revolt. It won't be easy to convince him of anything. That's probably true. I don't think it's as complicated as you all think. I don't think that's true. So you want me to convince him to do what you say. I'm sure that will work. And to think the council's meant to be the best of tasks. Oh man, I'm already not liking this selection. Because I didn't think it through at all. But I don't have to select them. So it won't be easy to convince him of anything, but I'll try. The revolt was a major event for everyone in Tassing. I know how hard it was for him. We need to come to an agreement or call off the mural entirely. He's been wanting to paint this mural for years. You can't tell him no all of a sudden. Then help us, Magdalene. Your father will listen to you. I won't promise anything. He's already hard enough to convince, but only so he can paint it, not on account of your bickering like children. Yeah, alright. I won't promise anything. I'll try. Now I'm going back home. This mess is taking up too much of my day already. Ooh, nice. Oh, and I wonder what happened to the Abbey. Maybe I should go and have a look. Magdalene? Thank you for bringing the drawings to the Rot House. I'm sorry if it was a waste of time. Yeah, not a big deal. Those men don't know what they want. When I tell them what I'm trying to do, they get scared. Then they talk and talk and talk. They talk all day and we're never any closer to a decision. I'm sick of it. Sick of the whole thing. Right, so we're going to try to convince him to edit the drawing, to make everything that he wants be there, but in a way where those who know, they know. Can you just start working on it? If they don't like it, they'll have to figure it out themselves. They'd probably stop arguing if you just propose something more predictable. Sort of this. Of course, then what's the point of doing it? Indeed. I've spent my whole life illustrating and printing other people's stories. For the first time, I feel like this is my story to tell. Sure, but it's the... You're the sort of the town print. You can print your own book, basically, on the matter. I think that might be a way to do it, but this is for the town and not only for the town, but just like for history's sake in general. So it's not about him, really. It's about everyone, because there was a lot of shit going on back then. I didn't know it was so important to you. We hear all these stories about what this place was, how it came to be. And it feels like history is something that happened before, happened to other people. But 18 years ago, we lived through something, you and I, everyone in Tassing. Everyone wants to forget about it and pretend it didn't happen. You don't. I don't think everybody really wants that either. I don't think that's their motivation for what they're doing. No, I don't. All those years ago, I did nothing. I was worried for you, worried for Benjamin and Rachel and Esther. Benjamin. So I don't know, he looks a little older, like 30-ish, 40-ish or something. So he was old, at least not a child back then. And Esther as well. I remember these names. Oh yeah, I was so afraid that I'd lose you. I wouldn't have been able to bear it. So they were the Jewish family, of course. I think. In the end, so many people died anyway. Peter, Ulrich, and Andreas, and all of the others. And we lived. Dad, everyone says that it wouldn't have made any difference. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure how good we did, but we really tried. If you and the others had fought, you would have died. I would have died. Yeah, everyone would have died. Maybe I could have stopped him from going to the mill. Oh, yeah. I mean, just getting rid of that one guy. I can't remember his name anymore even, but yeah, maybe it would have stopped him. Or maybe we could have stopped the peasants from burning it down. But we'll never know. Is that what this is about, this mural? So we can't change the past, but that's not really a response in a sense. We can do something with it, so is that what this is about? It's a chance to put something down in a place where everyone can see. If people start to forget, this will remind them. Indeed. Point of history. We were here, this happened. If I don't do it, who will? Don't let it get to you. You're right, Dad. I feel like I need a middle point here, like, because he's gonna make it, I guess. So he should definitely have his hand on how it looks and what he's gonna hide in it, especially, and put in it. But since it is for the town, I'll say don't let it get to you. And I hope there's a, because I hope there's like a next dialogue option where I can say that, you know, do what they want and do what you want. You can figure it out. You're a smart guy. But I'll just say don't let it get to you. Too late. Well, at least try to get a good night's rest. Sleep on it. Maybe things will be better once everyone slept on it. I hope so. Only arguing has left me beat. I'm going to bed early. Alright, I'm going to stay up for a bit and write a letter to Esther. Good. Please say hello to her for me. And her parents. I know, Dad. Good night, Magdalene. I love you. Love you too. All this running around has left me tired too. It will be nice to sit down at my desk and just write for a while. Head home. So do I have like a separate home from this? I don't know. But I'll leave it here now. Since we are actually going, I guess we're going pretty deep into this. So, into this new character, which is nice, so that we're going to get a lot more done. Maybe fix the past mistakes a little bit, but that's what I said last time, and I made more mistakes. But, you know, maybe at some point I'll stop and I'll turn it around. But I will see you in the next one.